Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening to every man, check of you. Good evening to one and all. Good evening to all in sundry. Good evening. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my domain. Welcome to my studio. This is a very unprofessional spoken English trainer from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. I've decided to go live for 30 minutes today. I've decided to go live for half an hour. Yes, you heard me correct. All you people out there have decided to go live for half an hour. Come and join me in large number and learn to speak grammatically correct English. How are you people doing today? I'm doing pretty well, thank you very much. What about you? Have you had your supper? Have you had your supper? S-U-P-P-E-R is the spelling of the word supper. Have you had your supper? Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not done with my supper. I have not had my supper. Well, I have my supper somewhere around at 9:30. I have my supper somewhere around 9:30. I have my supper 30 minutes past 9 o'clock. And I hit the sack somewhere around 12 o'clock. You know what? I'm a night owl. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to every man, Jacob. Good evening to all in Sandra. Good evening to one and all. This is a very unprofessional spoken English trainer from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. KMD Yunus. And what does KMD stand for? In my name, KMD stands for Qadi Muhammad. In my name, my full appellation is Qadi Muhammad Yunus. And as far as I'm concerned, I dwell in the vicinity of Osmania College. And as far as Osmania College is concerned, I know about it like the back of my hand. All you people out there, comment. What are you people waiting for? Comment, join me a large number. If you have any sort of queries or questions or doubts, do get connected with me live today. All you gotta do is a very simple job. You need to answer a very simple question of mine. How are you people doing today? I'm doing pretty well, thank you very much. What about you? Good evening. Good evening to you too. Hi to you too, Salim. Thank you very much for joining me live today. Hello, hello, hello. Have you had a supper? Well, I'm not talking about breakfast here. I'm not talking about lunch. I'm not talking about the first meal of the day. I'm not talking about the second meal of the day. I'm talking about the last and third and final meal of the day, supper. Have you had your supper? Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. Come on, all you people out there, what are you waiting for? Come and join me live today. I've decided to go live for 30 minutes. I've decided to go live for half an hour. I've decided to go live for half an hour. 4 minutes have gone by. It's been more than 4 minutes. 4 minutes have gone by. It's been more than 4 minutes since I've come live. Come on. All you people out there, come and join me. Large number. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. How are you people doing today? How are you people doing today? Motivated to welcome you to my channel. Ecstatic to welcome you to my channel. Motivated to welcome you to my domain. Ecstatic to welcome you to my domain. This is a very unprofessional spoken English trainer from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. As far as my voice is concerned, I personally believe that I'm blessed with a stentorian voice. Yes, I'm using an advanced vocabulary here. I'm using an advanced word here, stentorian. What does stentorian mean? Stentorian means loud and powerful. I am blessed with a stentorian voice. I'm fortunate enough that I'm blessed with a stentorian voice. I'm blessed with loud and powerful voice. Is my voice audible? How do we spell the word audible, all you people out there? What exactly is the spelling of the word audible? If you people are listening to me with rapt attention, if you are all ears, I want people to type the correct spelling of the word audible right away. How do we spell the word audible? How do we spell the word audible? What exactly is the spelling of the word audible? How do we spell the word audible? Well, here is the correct spelling of the word. Here is the correct spelling of the word audible. The spelling of audible is Audible, audible. Is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Remember, the opposite word for audible is inaudible, and the opposite word for visible is invisible. Audible, able to be heard. Inaudible, unable to be heard. Visible, able to be seen. Invisible, unable to be seen. All you people out there, what are you waiting for? Comment down in a large number. This is a very unprofessional spoken English trainer from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. What are people waiting for? Come on, comment, join me in a large number. Answer the simple question of mine. How are you people doing today? And the answer is I'm doing pretty well. Thank you very much. What about you? I'm doing pretty well. Thank you very much. What about you? Have you had your supper? Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. Well, I'm talking about the last meal of the day. I keep telling my students, I keep rating, I keep telling my students time again that a day comprises 3 meals. We start a day with breakfast because breakfast happens to be the first meal of the day. I keep rating my students. I keep telling my students time again that skipping breakfast is not a mistake. It's not a blunder. It's a Himalayan blunder. So never ever skip your breakfast. Always start your day with breakfast, followed by lunch. Lunch is the second meal of the day, and followed by supper. And supper is the third, the last, the final meal of the day. We start a day with breakfast, and we end our day with supper. We start a day with breakfast and we end our day with supper. We commence our day with breakfast and we end our day with supper. I am talking about the last meal of the day. I'm talking about the final meal of the day. And I want you people, all you people out there, I want people to answer the simple question right away. Have you had your supper? Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. How do we spell the word supper? S-U-P-P-E-R, supper. Come on, come and join me, all you people out there. So I am talking about spoken English and what does spoken English mean, and here was the answer, or here is the definition. What does spoken English mean? And the answer is well, very simple. Spoken English means speaking English fluently without a station. Yes, you heard me correct. That's a definition for spoken English, and I keep telling people that a good listener can become a good speaker. A good listener can become a good speaker, but a good speaker can be a good listener. If you're a good listener today, you become a good speaker tomorrow. If you're a bad listener today, you become a bad speaker tomorrow. If you're an average or mediocre listener today, you become an average or a mediocre speaker tomorrow. The ball is in your court. It's up to you to decide whether you want to be a good speaker or an average speaker or a bad speaker. I keep reiterating my students, I keep telling my students time again that you need to repeat after me in unison. You need to practice after me. You need to utter after me. That's the key to success. If you have the burning desire to learn to speak grammatically correct English, if you have the burning desire to learn to speak impeccable English, if you have the burning desire to learn to speak English with good accent or with great A's, then you need to do this at any cost. And it's really very simple. Practice is the key to success. Repeating is the key to success. Uttering is the key to success. The more you utter, the more you repeat, the more you practice, the more wise you become. The more you practice, the more wise you become. The more you practice, the more you utter, the more flexible your tongue becomes. The dexterity of your tongue improves tremendously, and you learn to communicate in English with great ease. If you have the burning desire, all you gotta do is, well, very simple job. Come and just get connected with me. Like today, I'm here to guide you. I'm here to lead you on the right path. I'm here to ameliorate your speaking skills. I am here to train you. All you gotta do is, well, very simple job. Come and just get connected live with me today. Answer the simple question, Maury. How are you doing today? Yes, sir. Or how are you doing today? I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. What about you? Have you had your supper? Yes, sir. I have had my supper. No, sir. I haven't had my supper. I'm talking about the third or last or final meal of the day. Is my voice audible? Yes, sir. Your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Yes, sir. You're visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you very much for watching my reels. Thank you very much for watching my videos and grammar series. Thank you very much for getting connected with me live. Thanks a lot. I think I owe a big thank to all you people out there for your support, for your love, for your respect, for your concern. Thank you very much. I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to all those people who've been supporting me throughout my journey. Well, it's been wonderful. Right? I'm glad that my channel has more than 1,600 subscribers, and I would like to thank every magic of you for showing love and affection and concern towards me and to my channel. Thanks a lot. Hello. How are you people doing today? Good evening. Thank you very much. What are you people waiting for? Come and join the large number. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Good evening. Good evening to one and all. Good evening to every magic of you. Good evening to all and sundry. How are you people doing today? I'm doing pretty well. Thank you very much. What about you? What are you people waiting for? Come and join the large number. This is a very old professional spoken English trainer from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Hello. Is my voice audible? Yes, sir, your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir, your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Yes, sir, you are visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Marvin to welcome you to my channel. Marvin to welcome you to my domain. Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Have you had your supper? What does spoken English mean? Well, spoken English means speaking English fluently without hesitation. A good listener can become a good speaker, but a good speaker can't be a good listener. Listening is primary and speaking is secondary. Well, it's been more than 40 minutes since I've come live. 40 minutes have gone by, and I made it very clear at the beginning of my live session today that I've decided to go live only for 30 minutes. I've decided to go live for half an hour. 14 minutes have gone by. All you people out there, it's been more than 40 minutes since I've come live, and 16 minutes more to go, because half an hour comprises 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Only for 30 minutes. So 15 minutes have gone by. All you people out there, and 15 minutes more to go. What are people waiting for? Come and join me, large number. If you have any sort of queries, any sort of doubt, or any sort of questions, and feel free to ask me. Feel free to ask me anything related to subject, related to spoken English. I'm here to clarify your doubts. I'm here to throw light on it. I'm here to ameliorate your speaking skills. So keep repeating after me, keep practicing after me, keep uttering after me. Always remember one thing, that a good listener can become a good speaker, but a good speaker can be a good listener. Listening is primary and speaking is secondary. If you're a good listener today, you become a good speaker tomorrow. Yes, you heard me correct. Yes, you heard me correct. Practice makes a man perfect. I keep telling my students time and again, I keep reiterating my students time and again that success is not something, progress is not something that can be pulled out of a hat. It requires a lot of hard work. Success is not something, progress is not something that can be pulled out of a hat. It requires a lot of hard work. Hard work alone is my watchword for my colleagues, for my students, for all you people out there. I want you people to learn to speak grammatically correct English. And in order to learn to speak grammatically correct English, you need to work like a beaver. You need to work really very hard. You need to work really very hard. You need to try every trick in the book. You need to you need to leave no stone unturned. You need to move heaven and earth to learn to speak grammatically correct English. If you have the burning desire, if you have the hankering, if you have the longing, if you have the craving, if you have the yearning to become a fluent speaker of English language, then you gotta work like a beaver. Work like a beaver. You need to work real very hard. What does work like a beaver mean? Work like a beaver means you need to work real very hard, all you people out there. Success is not something, progress is not something that can be pulled out of a hat. It requires a lot of hard work. Yes, you heard me correct. 7 minutes more to go. 30 minutes, well, 70 minutes have gone by. It's been more than 70 minutes since I've come live. 13 minutes more to go. 3 minutes more to go. 30 minutes more to go. All you people out there, what are you people waiting for? 12 minutes more to go. Come and join me live today and answer this simple question of mine. How are you people doing today? How are you people doing today? And the answer is, I am doing pretty well today. I am doing pretty well today. Thank you very much. What about you? I keep reiterating my students, I keep telling my students time and again, I keep reiterating my students time and again that I want you people to inculcate the habit of communicating in English, connecting a sentence with another sentence, not a word with another word. What is a word? A word is a group of letters. And what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words. I want people to learn to communicate in English, connecting our sentence with another sentence, not a word with another word. Yes, you heard me correct. So that's how most of the native speakers try to communicate. That's how the native speakers try to communicate. That's how native speakers communicate, you know. They don't try to communicate connecting a word with another word for your confirmation. They try to communicate connecting a sentence with another sentence because English is their mother tongue. And I want you people to follow spoken English track when you are communicating English, not the written English track. Well, we gotta follow written English track when writing English on a piece of paper. When we are using English as a mode of communication, when we are using it as a language, as you know, to communicate with other people, then you need to follow spoken English track. You need to follow the rules and regulations of spoken English track. And as far as spoken English track is concerned, as far as the rules and regulations of spoken English class track are concerned, they're really very simple. We don't use capital letters as far as spoken English is concerned. There's no room for capital letters in spoken English. We don't use gaps as far as there's no room for gaps as far as spoken English is concerned. We don't use punctuation marks as far as punctuation marks are concerned. There is no room for punctuation marks in spoken English. We hardly pay any attention to the grammar. We don't pay attention to grammar. There is no necessary of grammar. One can learn to speak good English. One can learn to speak fluent English without having proper knowledge of grammar. I keep telling people, I keep bringing people that, you know, I'm a Muslim by religion, I'm a Muslim by birth, I know to speak Urdu because my mother is a Muslim, my father is a Muslim, my entire family is Muslim, and I've been communicating in Urdu since my childhood. But as a matter of fact, I don't know to write Urdu. I don't know the first thing about Urdu. I don't know the first thing about Urdu grammar. I don't know to write Urdu. I don't know to teach Urdu. But when it comes to speaking Urdu, I speak fluent Urdu. I speak very good Urdu. I speak brilliant Urdu. I keep using difficult words and tough words whenever I try to communicate in Urdu. How does it happen? It happens just because of listening. You know, I've been listening to my father, I've been listening to my mother, I've been listening to my siblings, I've been listening to all those people who tried to communicate with me in my mother tongue, and that's how I became perfect in my mother tongue. So pay no attention to grammar because grammar is not important when it comes to spoken English. One can learn to speak good English and fluent English without having knowledge of proper grammar. All you gotta know is just basic grammar, right? So follow spoken English track when you are trying to communicate in English. Well, all you people out there, hello, 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 good evening. This is your very own professional spoken English trainer. 8 minutes more to go. 8 minutes more to go. 22 minutes have gone by. 22 minutes have gone by. It's been more than 22 minutes since I've come live. I made it very clear at the beginning of this live session I've decided to go live only for half an hour. I've decided to go live only for 30 minutes, out of which 22 minutes have gone by and 8 minutes more to go. Come and join me in large number. What are you people waiting for? What are you people waiting for? Don't be chicken. Don't panic. Don't get nervous. Don't get scared. All you gotta do is, well, a very simple job. You need to answer a very simple question of mine. How are you people doing today? And the answer is, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. What about you? I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. What about you? Is my voice audible? Yes, sir. Your voice is audible. I'm afraid, sir. Your voice is inaudible. Am I visible? Yes, sir. You're visible. I'm afraid, sir, you are invisible. Have you had your supper? I'm talking about the third or final or last meal of the day. Have you had your supper? Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. Have you had your supper? I'm talking about the last meal of the day. Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. Thank you. Thank you very much, all you people out there. 23 minutes have gone by. Exactly 7 minutes more to go. 7 minutes more to go. I'm talking about spoken English. I always talk about spoken English because spoken English is my forte. Spoken English is my cup of tea. Spoken English is my subject. Spoken English is my favorite subject. I teach spoken English. So I talk about spoken English. Well, I talk about the basic things about spoken English. I try to teach the fundamental things about spoken English. I try to teach the rudimentary rules about spoken English. I try to cover concepts. I try to cover idioms and phrases, advanced vocabulary, and certain grammar rules which are really very important. And you need to know them to learn to speak in fluent English, to learn to speak impressive and impeccable English. Right. Thank you very much. Well, all you people out there, 5 minutes more to go. Exactly 5 minutes more to go. Come on, join me in large number. Thank you very much, all you people out there. This is your very own professional spoken English trainer from Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. 25 minutes have gone by. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening to every man, check of you. Good evening to one and all. Good evening to all and sundry. Have you had your supper? Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. I'm talking about the last meal of the day, supper. And how do we spell the word supper? S-U-P-P-E-R, supper. I am talking about the last meal of the day. Have you had your supper? Yes, sir, I have had my supper. No, sir, I haven't had my supper. As far as my live sessions are concerned, every day I come live for 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and this 5 to 10 minutes live session is totally devoted to idioms and phrases. Idioms and phrases. I come live for 5 to 10 minutes early in the morning, somewhere around at 9:30 or 10 o'clock every day without fail, wherein I discuss idioms and phrases. And if you have enough time, try to be the part of that live session for 5 minutes. Apart from that, I also conduct 1 hour, 16 minutes live session, spoken English live session exclusively in Urdu, exclusively in my mother tongue. And from today, I have commenced 1 minute live session. Yes, you heard me correct. Only 1 minute live session, 60 seconds live session devoted for advanced vocabulary. Advanced vocabulary. Do watch my 1 minute live session and enhance your vocabulary. Strengthen your vocabulary and improve your word power. Today I remember talking about audible and the opposite word for audible. A-U-D-I-B-L-E, able to be heard. Inaudible, unable to be heard. Able to be heard, unable to be heard. I remember talking about this advanced vocabulary as far as my 1 minute live session is concerned. Do watch this 1 minute live session and like my 1 minute live session and learn the advanced vocabulary audible. And apart from that, I also go live for an hour, sometimes half an hour, 30 minutes, according to my schedule, wherein I try to interact with students exclusively in English. I try to answer the questions, I try to answer the queries, I try to interact with them, I try to motivate them, I try to convince them that spoken English is damn easy. Spoken English is a piece of cake compared to written English. Written English may be rocket science. Written English may be nerve-wracking, but when it comes to spoken English is a cakewalk. Spoken English is a piece of cake. Spoken English is not rocket science. Spoken English is not a brain operation. Spoken English is not a brain surgery. Spoken English is damn cool and really very easy. The only thing is you need to make up your mind and you need to realize that language is just meant for communicating with each other. Only then you would be able to learn to speak fluent English. Well, all you people out there, it's time for me to take your leave. It's time for me to call it a day. It's time for me to say bye. Do take a very good care of yourself. It's time for me to sign off. It's time for me to wind up. It's time for me to wrap up today's live session for 30 minutes because it's exactly 29 minutes and 1 minute more to go. Thank you very much, all you people out there, for watching my live session and getting connected with me. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Do take a very good care of yourself. And we shall meet again. I shall see you tomorrow, the same channel, the same platform, Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. Thank you very much. Do take a very good care of yourself and good night.